This episode is part of TGV Corporate Diva series in collaboration with Corporate Diva. As nearly a decade unfolds, Corporate Diva has evolved to be something magical. The platform not only addresses to the challenges encountered by women professionals but also enables them to transform into authentic, empathetic leaders. It is where credible women come together to embark on a self-growth journey, and it is where they invest in their own development. It is where they learn the nuances of leadership from stalwarts, and it is where learning is not restricted to a curriculum. It is where life journeys are shared and hands-on life enrichment is soaked in. It is where lasting bonds are established, and it is where we stand tall as examples for our next generation and is a safe place where we share vulnerabilities, cheer achievements, and celebrate milestones. So these are the powerful words from Corporate Diva Tribe. And I would like to again take a moment to thank Deepika Trehan for proposing this TGV Corporate Diva series in order to celebrate Women's Day month for the March 2023. In today's episode, let us chat with Monisha Mothilal on a powerful topic: women taking the lead as a primary financial support and moving countries for growth. With a decade's experience in talent management and development, Monisha's major roles include building coaching culture, implementing a growth mindset, and inculcating learning culture. She carries versatile experience across industries, majorly retail, manufacturing, and mining. She specializes in driving performance and business results by understanding business strategies and utilizing this knowledge to develop and implement customized, people focused, and innovative learning and development solutions. This is the Guiding Voice podcast series, the Guiding Voice for a Better Future. Friends, I am your host Naveen Samala, just a fellow IT professional on a mission to make the world a better place to live. Through the Guiding Voice, we drive conversations that matter and conversations that add value to your life and to your career. Thank you so much for joining me. Monisha, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice, and heard a lot of positive comments about you from Deepika, and I'm super excited to host you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, Naveen. Actually, kudos to Deepika. Without Deepika, I am not who I am today. Time and again, I have told about her that she is the reason why I have clarity in my life, in my professional career. The dreams that I had was converted into goals because of her, because of the program she conducted, because of 2020's Corporate Diva program.
Wow.
So, yeah, I am very honored to be here.
That's nice. That's nice to know about her program and the impact it is creating on many women leaders who in turn are contributing to the community. So I think kudos to Deepika on that wonderful initiative. And without further ado, let's get into our conversation, Monisha. So I think you have moved countries, and you are the primary breadwinner for the family, if I'm not wrong. And you are standing tall in the corporate career. So can you briefly share key milestones in your career so that our audience get to know where you started and how far you have come?
Okay. For me, key milestones is not the awards and rewards that I have received. My key milestone is very simple. It is my network. I know it is a cliche when I say network is the net worth and all of that, but that's the key milestone I have achieved over the years. I have a decade's experience, and I'm very grateful to my mentors, my coaches, some amazing managers I have worked with, not so great managers I have worked with. But in various phases of life, the open line of communication and encounters I had with my network have given me an experience, perspective, an opportunity to learn and build confidence. So that is what I consider the key milestone. And of course, if I have to put it simply, I would say how to professionally build a good network is what I learned. And also, that is taught in Corporate Diva, just to be clear. And that is something. Apart from that, awards and rewards, if I have to talk about, being part of Corporate Diva is one big achievement for me. I have also, me and the team have won the CII's Best HRBP Practices Award in the year 2020. I have also achieved a lot of small awards, which was driven by the organizations. And yeah, this is who I am.
And I can see that passion, and especially the kind of support that you have got from Corporate Diva. You have been acknowledging continuously about that, and I am going to recommend Corporate Diva to whoever I come across in future for sure. And with
Mhm.
that, let's move to the next question. So,
Mm.
can you share your success mantra? What are top three things that have contributed to your career growth?
Okay, so that's an amazing question, first of all. I would like to reframe that question a little bit. So, things don't contribute to success, habits do. So, I will tell you three habits that has contributed to my success. So, one is shamelessness. I don't know. When I say this out loud, people naturally believe that it's a negative habit. My definition of shamelessness is a slightly different one. So it means I am bold, I am daring, I am audacious. The choices I have made in life always have proven me courageous. The only thing I ask myself before I make a choice is, what's the worst that could happen? And I choose to be shameless even if I work hard and it goes wrong. And that habit helps me fail gracefully. That is the best thing. Second is positive energy. I love spreading positive energy around me. I am way too funny, and most of my colleagues, my friends, my family members refer to me as energetic. And I strongly believe that more positive energy I throw into the universe is going to give me back. So that, and the third habit would be gratitude. I choose to be grateful. In Karl Barth's words, joy is the simplest form of gratitude. I have noticed many people getting confused between being thankful and being grateful, right? So, thankful is only a momentary relief, it's a small decision, it's a feeling. However, being grateful is a way of life and it is visible in actions. So, three habits: shamelessness, positive energy, and gratitude.
Superb. Your energy is vibrant in your voice, in fact. It is kind of contagious.
Oh, I like that about me.
Wonderful. So let's move ahead, Monisha. Now, talking about the bias at the workplace, right? Have you
Mhm.
faced any bias at your workplace being a women leader? And if
Okay.
so, right, if
Mhm.
at all it happened, how did you overcome them?
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Can you show me a gender that hasn't faced bias in the workplace?
I don't think so.
Exactly my point. So irrespective of which gender, region, religion you belong to, you are going to face bias. Some more than others, of course. If I have to compare, the not so prominent genders face more bias than women leaders too. And yes, just like any other human being, I have faced a lot of biases too. When I raise my opinion strongly, I have been called aggressive, demanding. When I express emotions, be it anger or vulnerability, I was told, hey, please don't overreact, man. My actions and behavior multiple times have been referred to as radical. So, how did I overcome it? By acknowledging that the problem isn't me, it's the system. Now, let me be very clear. I am not blaming the system or the culture, but I understand and I'm aware and I realize that the cultural change that we are aspiring isn't a one day process. It is not a 1 month process. It's not a 1 year's process. It's a decades process, or even more so that. It's going to take many generations to come to embrace equality and overcome bias. So, my immediate actions are usually simple. I proactively expand the circle of influence. There is circle of control and circle of influence. I proactively expand the circle of influence. I help people identify their biased behavior, statements. I show them the evidence. I seek evidence and show evidence. I explain to them. I support them to learn from it. I also reinforce that behavior when they use gender neutral and unbiased statements. I appreciate them, increasing the radius of the circle of influence. It's a vicious cycle, to be honest. But one step further every day is better than no steps taken at all. So I focus on the first step that's right in front of me.
Mhm. All right. So moving to the core of today's topic,
Mhm.
women more than men adjust their careers for family life. Right? Seems you were lucky not to get into that position. Right? Correct
Mhm.
me if I'm wrong. And
Mhm.
what it took to be so courageous and take that plunge.
Okay. So women more than men adjust careers. Well, if you have to speak statistically, yes, I did get lucky, no denying that. However, partners of the younger millennial generation and the current Gen Z generation have stepped up. They have started taking responsibility for parenting, for household chores, for adult care. I believe it's more about how partners empower each other to take responsibility. Okay, now exactly I sound like a corporate person. Let me take a step back. To break the societal so called rules and standards, you have to empower each other. You have to constantly encourage. My husband positively and constantly encourages me to take on profiles and roles which challenge me and sets me up for success. And I encourage him to take breaks as frequently as and as long as possible. It's about treating your partner with respect, honesty, equality, while they encourage their dreams and individuality. Of course, I have faced biases.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's I would say like you had great understanding between you and your husband, because of which I think you are able to adjust that, and which is a good thing. And in fact, as you rightly mentioned, mindset of people are changing. Like
Mhm.
millennials are stepping up, and they don't feel shy in taking the responsibilities for doing household chores and all. And in fact, I have also come across a couple of my friends who are
Mhm.
proud to tag themselves as house husbands, right? So which is
Mhm.
good. So not
Mhm.
things have to evolve over a period of time. That's my take as well. And
Mhm.
Monisha, overall, like if we were to generalize this in terms of women taking the lead as primary financial support, especially
Mhm.
in the Indian context, right? There
Mhm.
is social conformity aspect, okay, which will be impacting women
Mhm.
taking the lead and all. How do we deal with that?
Okay. We can only deal with what's in our control. We cannot deal with what's outside our control. We can react in a way that's positive to us, not the other way around. FFLR, that's the terminology that's used these days, financially female led relationships. It is becoming increasingly common in many cultures. Having lived and experienced it, I can say one thing for very sure. Women also get carried away with the role change that might lead female chauvinism into the mindset. I don't know whether you have realized it. There is this movie called Kianka, and towards the climax, Kareena Kapoor's mother tells Kareena Kapoor, irrespective of it is men or women, when they are the primary earner, the attitude changes. The chauvinism automatically steps in. So that has to be taken care of. Of course, when you treat your partner equally, when you are not the primary carer, you expect the other person to support you and take equal responsibility in parenting, etc., that you do, right? Same goes when you are the primary carer. And positively, my family has been very supportive of our decisions, embraced his choice of stepping down for a while in his career. And that doesn't mean we haven't faced challenges. Of course, we did face a lot of challenges, but we always wanted to and tried to live a fairly balanced role. So that really helped.
That's awesome. As we speak, I realize even my elder sister is the primary earner for the family and all, right? So we see
Mhm.
that, and at times, since I'm based out of India, I'm talking about it, but I don't know about other countries and all. We have to step up and we have to change our thought process. Who earns? It doesn't matter, right?
Money does not decide who is primary, who is secondary.
Yeah,
Money
yeah,
is just a byproduct, man.
yeah,
Who psychologically you are, who emotionally you are, what are you built for, that matters more than money. Money is just a byproduct.
absolutely. Yeah. All right, so let's move ahead and talk about moving countries for career growth, right? How did you prepare mentally, and how what kind of planning has gone into it and all? Because it is not that easy. I'll tell you my situation. If I were to move to a different city within India itself, I'm hesitant. Like we have to unplug everything and lift and shift, right? It is not that easy. There are so many variables. If you were to compare that to the corporate world, right, it is altogether executing a new portfolio.
Yeah. So, your question itself has the answer actually. It was not easy. It took years of convincing ourselves that we could do it. When we decided to move from India, we were very terrified. Terrified is actually an understatement, but I depended on the behavior that has always helped me thrive these years, all these years, being shameless. We asked ourselves, what is the worst that could happen? It took me close to 5 months to land the role and the remuneration that I always dreamt of. Of course, the most common response was, "Hey, that's amazing. You got so lucky. Yay." I remember thinking to myself, "Oh, yes, the destination is visible to you, but the journey isn't." When we moved, we had no idea about the cost of living. I knew nobody that helped me understand the job market. All my network was back in India. I had to rebuild from scratch. I didn't know what the country's resume format was that's expected, how networking works here, how do I understand industry salary benchmarks, how long it takes to be hired, how soon or delayed the interview rounds are going to be. And the cruelest thing was we were spending INR savings in Canadian market. We knew nothing. Nada, zilch, zero. It took me months to accept that, okay, culture shock is a real thing. And there were days I felt exhausted, impatient, overwhelmed, angry, depressing. We kept telling ourselves, okay, it's going to take longer than we anticipated to rebuild the life, and that's okay. We kept pushing each other one step at a time. And in the process, of course, our resilience paid off. My husband landed a job first, and in 5 months' time, I landed a six-figure job as a new immigrant, which is comparatively uncommon. I learned how to build a professional network the Canadian way. And now my goal is very simple. Embrace what's in front of you, accept the change that you're going through, learn one step at a time. Things are going to fall in place.
So it's so inspiring as well, and I'm sure it's going to help people that are in similar situation and especially thinking about moving to a different country and all. Amazing. And you mentioned about this resiliency part, right? So how have you built confidence and resiliency over the course of your career?
Okay, all right. The first thing that's constantly helped me build resilience is building strong positive relationships. If we go back to the first question that you asked, the key milestones, I said network, right? When I say network, I just don't mean people who I reach out to for help. That's not what I mean. Those are the people who helped me build and I helped them build. So, family, friends, professional network, my mentees, my direct reports, my coaches, all of them, the relationship that I built, the positive relationship, was the first thing that helped me build resilience. The second thing is accepting good times and bad times. Mistakes happen, failures happen, and I learned to take a moment to pause, reflect, realize, and learn from the experience. And then the next one is make the mistake meaningful. So that's how it helped me build my confidence. One is professional network and how to bring positive relationships. Second is accepting good times and bad times.
Wonderful. This has been fabulous conversation, Monisha, and I'm enjoying it while getting inspired.
Thank you.
Let's add some spice at the same time, okay, so that our audience get to know other side of Monisha. If you are
Okay.
ready, let me
Yes.
kick off a quick rapid fire round. So here comes
Mhm.
the first bullet. Have you
Mhm.
ever slept in a classroom or a critical meeting?
Oh God, obviously. Who hasn't? Show me a person who hasn't slept in a critical meeting. I was once thrown out of a meeting because I yawned. Man, I yawned and I was thrown out of a meeting. You have no idea.
Good one. Moving to the next one. Who inspired you to be a leader?
There is no one person. That would be cruel to say. Many have inspired me. My husband, my
Mm,
family,
mm,
mentors,
mm.
coaches, especially Deepika Trehan, the Wonder Woman of corporate Diva. Yes, of course, her.
Okay. Can you describe yourself in just one word?
Okay, time and again I have said this. However, shameless is the word I would describe myself.
Oh my
Shameless.
God. Did you steal anything from anyone, physical or materialistic?
Oh, yes. I wouldn't want to say what I stole, but yes, I have stolen different things from different people, not once, different things from different people, which serves me as a reminder of wonderful memories. So, yeah, of course.
Okay. Now complete this sentence. On a typical Friday evening, you will find me.
This is going to be a very disappointing answer to you, trust
Oh
me.
my
I will
God.
be shopping for groceries.
Is it
That
is
way,
it real?
at least, true, I know every Friday evening is grocery time.
Uh,
That way, I'll at least have some time over the weekend to read, to visit places, to visit people. I don't want to be shopping on a Saturday. I would rather finish it on a Friday. Yeah.
Interesting. And with that, let's move to the last bullet. What is one
Mhm.
electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
Okay. Do you know the swipe keyboard of a mobile phone?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So I would like to see a glass keyboard, full length keyboard. Instead of typing on the keyboard, we should be able to swipe on it. That is what I want.
Yeah.
Done typing, man. Done typing. Your arm wrist hurts. Done typing. Just swipe along. Hmm.
I'm sure it will come very soon. It will hit very soon in the market.
Take that too.
Yeah, great rapid fire. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. With that, let's flip back to the
Mm-hmm.
mainstream. And before I let you go, one final question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for today's conversation, how can we stop gender bias?
That's a powerful question. We have to constantly acknowledge that gender bias exists, and by taking off, taking efforts to change the little things every day. So, referring to the doctor as he, nurse as she, CEO as he, cleaner as she, one little thing has to be changed every day, and that will impact the future in a bigger way. And it is important that we teach the upcoming generation, Gen Z, as well as the virtual generation, that is Gen V, to use inclusive language and respect all genders. When I say all genders, the spectrum of genders. Only then we can stop or try to stop gender bias.
So simple yet powerful. And thanks for that wonderful message. And also, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for all the wonderful insights that you have shared. And it is one of the most energetic conversations, okay, on TGV platform. Thank
Mhm.
you once again. And
Thank you so much for inviting me. Hope I'm not late to the party. And I wish you and the rest of the world listening to you a happy, inclusive, and a safe New Year.
wonderful. All right, so that was our episode with Monisha. And folks, before we move into the trivia section, here is a request to you. In case if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe from the app where you have tuned in from. Also, if you have loved this episode and found the conversation useful, request you to share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who can benefit from the guiding voice. Thank you so much in advance. Now let's hop into the trivia segment of today's episode. So today we had a powerful conversation with Monisha in terms of how women can be the primary breadwinners for the family and how to plan your career abroad and how to really shine in corporate, right? So today I'm going to present you trivia about tech companies built by women. You know, a study by Illuminate Ventures reveals that high-tech companies built by women use capital more efficiently than the norm. And more than ever before, women are influencing the face of business. And they are on the cusp of becoming a leading entrepreneurial force in technology. So, on that note, we wish more and more women leaders take lead in running businesses and empower the world. That's all for today. And folks, before I let you go, if you have come across any women leader who is so inspiring, please recommend them to us. You will find me on social media by Naveen Samala. And at the same time, if you have any topic recommendations, feel free to share through social media or email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, just a fellow IT professional and a passionate learner on a mission to make the world a better place to live through the conversations that matter, through the conversations that add value to your life and to your career. Until next time, bye bye. See you all in the next episode with another wonderful guest.